Rokushiki is a special, superhuman martial arts style. It was first introduced being used by the CP9 agents. In this video, we'll be ranking the 23 strongest Rokushiki user in the world of One Piece. Shamoi Zappa is a lieutenant junior grade in the Marines who only appeared in the filler Marine Rookie arc. He was formerly a subordinate under Aokiji. Zappa has been trained in the Rokushiki martial arts and is capable of using Jeppo to swiftly jump down to Nami's location in the cafeteria to propose to her and later from the food storage to the coast to capture the Straw Hats, being capable of keeping up with Bonham, an expert Rokushiki user. Lieutenant Junior Grade Anta Bonham is a longarm Marine officer stationed at the GF Marine Base. He was formerly a subordinate under Aokiji and appeared in the Marine Rookie arc. He is shown to be extremely proficient in Rokushiki, and was seen using Shigen, Rankyaku, Soru, Tekai, and Jeppo. Proclaiming himself to be a genius practitioner of the Rokushiki, Bonham could easily pierce a metal pot and wooden furniture and walls with Shigen, cut through 2 couch with a single Rankyaku, quickly block Luffy and Carrot pathway with a Soru and using Tekai to withstand Luffy's jet pistol and emerge relatively unharmed despite being blown back with great force, which is a very notable feat as Blueno, a very powerful Rokushiki master, was easily damaged by the same attack. Binz is a member of the Neo Marines and a former member of the Marines. He is a major antagonist of One Piece film. Binz can use Soru. He possesses incredible speed, a noteworthy feat as no one before was able to dodge Robin's power. Shuzo is an anime-only character. He is a member of the Neo Marines, a former Commodore of the Marines and now a prisoner of Impel Down. He is the main antagonist of the Z's Ambition arc. Shuzo is able to use some of the Rokushiki martial arts techniques and has demonstrated Soru, Shigen, Jeppo and Tekai. He is presumed to have a high level of mastery in Tekai, since he was able to shrug off Luffy's Gear 2nd attacks with relative ease. He was seen using a move with Tekai called Tekai 3-section lariat. He also seems to have mastered Shigen, as he is seen using it quite a lot and even using it in unique variations such as Shigen 5 and Shigen 10. He also had enough strength to match Sanji's kick, the blow in fact causing the latter's leg to fall from beneath him afterwards due to the strain. Commodore Kiban is a Marine officer that debuted during the Marineford arc. His canon name and rank are unknown. However, in the anime, he was given the name Kiban and the rank of Commodore. Kiban demonstrated several Rokushiki techniques, Soru, Jeppo and Tekai. Though none of them are offensive, he used them in a clever combination to attack his opponent, recreating the Tekai Sai used by Blueno, capable of creating a crater in the ground by smashing against it. His Tekai seems to be average at best, strong enough to shatter the ground with enough momentum added but not enough to take a point-blank normal attack from Luffy. Captain Tashigi is a Marine officer serving under Vice Admiral Smoker in the base of G5. After the timeskip, Tashigi was seen using Soru to avoid snowballs in her fight against Monet. Charlotte Ewan is the 35th son and 64th child of the Charlotte family and an officer of the Big Mom Pirates. He was a member of Charlotte Oven's army to ambush Monkey D. Luffy on Cacao Island. Ewan is capable of using Jeppo, which he views as a merely simple ability. The Charlotte decuplets are the 36-40th sons and 30-34th daughters of the Charlotte family, making up the 65-74th children in the family, and are all officers of the Big Mom Pirates. They are the largest group of Big Mom's children born in a single birth. At least 3 of the male decuplets are capable of using Jeppo, as shown when they took to the air to attack Sanji and Luffy on Cacao Island. Nero the Sea Weasel was the newest member of CP9. He was first introduced on the Puffing Tom, where he helped to escort Nico Robin to Enies lobby as Nero was still a new recruit, his training complete. He only could use 4 of the 6 Rokushiki techniques, Soru, Jeppo, Kami-e, and Rankyaku. His lack of Tekai and Shigen made him unable to block powerful strikes and pierce opponents, respectively. To compensate, he evaded enemy strikes carefully with Soru, Jeppo, and Kami-e. For offense, along with slashing with Rankyaku, he used a pair of pistols instead of stabbing with his fingers. He was at least skillful enough to have one variation of Rankyaku. Regardless of his creative improvising and analytical nature, his lack of mastery of Rokushiki caused Rob Lucci to claim Nero was worthless to the unit, leading to Nero's dismissal. Kobe is a Marine Rear Admiral who trained together with Helmeppo under Vice Admiral Garp's supervision. He is currently a member of the Marine Special Forces Unit Sword. Since his training with Garp, Kobe has become strong enough to use at least one of the Rokushiki, the Soru technique. He has used Soru against Luffy twice, once at Water 7 and once at the Battle of Marineford, although the technique did not help him win either fight. In One Piece, Gigant Battle 2 New World, he is also capable of using the Jeppo and Rankyaku techniques. After the timeskip, Kobe has mastered his Rokushiki techniques. In Episode of Luffy, he shows to be able to use a technique similar to Rankyaku, but is done with his arms. Lasky is a former CP9 agent and is Khalifa's father. As a CP9 agent, Lasky has training in the superhuman techniques, Rokushiki. His level of mastery and Doriki are unknown. Z, also known as Black Arm Zephyr, was the leader of the Neo Marines and the main antagonist of One Piece film, Z. He was once a Marine Admiral and instructor before his resignation. Like several other high-ranking Marines, Z had mastered the Rokushiki martial arts style. At the age of 28, though tarnished by old age, Zephyr still retained a significantly high mastery of the Rokushiki. With the use of Tekai and the Battle Smasher, Z could survive the massive detonation of a Dyna Stone despite being considerably close within the range of the explosion, which was powerful enough to wipe out an entire island and was simply rendered unconsciousness from the impact. With his skill in Soru, Z could keep up with Kizaru's light enhanced speed and Luffy's Gear 2nd enhanced speed. Fukurov claims he is a master of the Soru technique, and is the first CP9 member to have used any variations of the move. He says that in this way he is like an owl, unseen and unheard by its prey until it is too late. Fukuro's fighting style revolves mostly around a refined Shigen, the Jugen technique, and his strange body frame seems to require him to perform some of the Rokushiki slightly differently than the other CP9 members do. With a Doriki of 800, Fukurov is one of the weaker members of CP9, but nonetheless is easily powerful enough to damage the cyborg Frankie. Kumadori is a former member of CP9 and one of the last agents to be introduced. He is the son of Kumadori Yamanbako and one of the few characters without a known first name. Kumadori has mastered all 6 techniques of Rokushiki, having a Doriki of 810. He usually combines his skills with his staff and Seimei Kakan to increase versatility. Khalifa is a former secretary of Iceberg, as well as the only female member of CP9, until she was dismissed from the unit by Spandam, who lied and blamed the team for the failure in Enies lobby along with her colleagues. She is also Lasky's daughter. Like the other CP9 members, Khalifa has mastered all 6 techniques of the Rokushiki style. Despite being the weakest member of CP9's assassins, with a Doriki of 630, she is still considered one of CP9's strongest assets. Bluno was an assassin of CP9 who worked undercover as the bartender of a bar in Water 7. He was one of the major antagonists during the Water 7 arc and a minor antagonist during the Enies lobby arc. After these events, Bluno has become a fugitive from the world government along with the other members of CP9. Bluno's Tekai seems to be the one of the more powerful of the group, and he was the first to reveal any variations of the move. While not a master at the level of Jabra, Bluno understands the physics of Tekai well enough to develop variants such as Wheel that allow him mobility in conjunction with Tekai. In addition, he displays a level of tactical prowess, taking his time to determine how to minimize Luffy's increased speed. However, despite this advantage, Luffy was able to use his new Gear 2nd abilities to defeat him when they fought in Enies lobby. Lucci stated that Bluno's bartender job has dulled his senses, 19, but it might just be another show of the arrogance of most of the CP9 unit. Nevertheless, with Luffy only having recently developed his Gear 2nd mode around the time when he used it against Bluno for the first time in combat, Bluno has been made memorable as the first adversary to receive the honor of witnessing Gear 2nd's first activation, as well as the first to be subsequently felled by Luffy while in this state. Bearing a Doriki of 820, Blueno was no run-of-the-mill fighter, though his power still paled in comparison to the top three members, Jabra, Kaku, and Rob Lucci. Jabra is a former member of CP9 and one of the last to be introduced. He was the third strongest in the organization. Jabra's fighting style is based around Tekai Kenpo, a technique which allows him to move while using Tekai, and throw powerful punches at his enemies while maintaining his defense. He claims to be the only Rokushiki user capable of doing so. He is also able to use a range of other Rokushiki techniques, including Rankyaku, Jeppo, and Shigen. With a Doriki of 2180, Jabra's strength is in a different league compared to the CP9 agents below him. He is the third strongest CP9 member, behind Rob Lucci and Kaku, and he is only 20 points weaker than the latter. Demon Bamboo, Virgo was one of the 4 elite officers and the first to occupy the heart seat of the Don Quixote pirates under the codename Corazon. He was a Marine Vice Admiral, and head of G5, who made his debut at Punk Hazard. Due to his duplicitous conduct and allegiances, he can be considered the secondary antagonist of the Punk Hazard arc. Like several other high-ranking Marines, Virgo had access to the Rokushiki martial arts style. Using Shigen, he swiftly stabbed multiple G5 Marines at Punk Hazard. He also used Jeppo to escape from H2S gas via mid-air and used this technique to travel through a hallway, and Soru to stop Trafalgar Law from retrieving his heart. Virgo could also use Tekai, which Sanji stated to be as hard as iron. His Tekai is tough enough to withstand Sanji's Diable Hambi enhanced kicks, which are powerful enough to smash through Jabra's Tekai. Stussy is an agent of CP0. In her cover as an Emperor of the Underworld, she operates under the epithet of the Queen of the Pleasure District. As a member of Cypher Pol, Stussy is highly skilled in the Rokushiki martial arts. She can use Tobu Shigen, a more powerful variation of Shigen, to pierce Du Feld from a distance, and was also shown using Jeppo to escape the collapsing chateau. Vice Admiral Momonga is a Marine officer and the base commander of the G1 Marine base. He was one of the 5 Vice Admirals who had led the Buster Call on Enies Lobby. Momonga can use at least 2 of the Rokushiki techniques. During the Battle of Marineford, he is seen using Soru and Jeppo against Monkey D. Luffy. Kaku is first seen as one of the 5 foremen of Galila Company's Dock 1 and specializes in mechanics, diagnostics, and housecalls. It was Kaku who inspected the Going Merry and informed the Straw Hat Pirates that it was broken beyond repair. Later on, it was revealed that Kaku was a member of CP9, operating undercover in order to obtain the Pluton blueprints from Iceberg. Along with his colleagues, he has been dismissed from CP9 by Spandam. For unexplained reasons, he was later reinstated and promoted to CP0. Kaku is extremely proficient in all 6 forms of Rokushiki, but his expertise seems to be in Rankyaku, due to his many variations of the technique. With a Doriki of 2200, he is the second strongest assassin in his generation of CP9, which is said to be by far the strongest in the organization's history. Beernoundi World is the captain of the World Pirates and the main antagonist of the 3D2Y anime special. He is a former prisoner of Impel Down's Level 6. Despite having no affiliations with the world government, if anything, being their enemy, he appears to be a Rokushiki user, as he is seen using the Soru and Jeppo techniques. He can also use Soru in conjunction with his Devil Fruit power to increase his speed even more. Rob Lucci is a member of CP0, having originally been the strongest member of CP9. Operating undercover to obtain the Pluton blueprints from Iceberg, he worked as a Sawyer, Treenail, and Bolt specialist for Galila Company's Dock 1. Lucci has immense mastery of Rokushiki, having developed more powerful variations from each of the different forms, such as Rankyaku Hyobi and Tobu Shigen, Bachi. Lucci is a child prodigy of the Rokushiki martial arts, and at 13 years old, he was able to skillfully use both Soru and Shigen to slaughter over 500 soldiers, fatally piercing their armors along with their bodies. Using Tekai, he can block and break blades from several pirates completely unharmed and even survived multiple direct cannon blasts to his back. By adulthood, Lucci's extraordinary skill in the Rokushiki allows him to use improved variations of the 6 forms, and even used the Rokushiki hidden technique, Rokuogen, during his fight with Luffy. The massively powerful technique is so strong that it causes severe internal injury to Luffy's body, who described its effect as an impact dial with greatly amplified power, which is no small feat considering that he is made of rubber. With his complete mastery of Rokushiki, in conjunction with his Devil Fruit ability, Lucci proved to be a resilient and formidable foe, fighting on an equal footing with Luffy in Gear 2nd, and literally forcing him to exert every ounce of strength against him.